What's up everyone, I'm Mo from Time Off Audio. Today we're going to go through an overview of our mid-side processor, DIME-MS. And yes, the MS stands for mid and side. DIME-MS splits the mid and side components from an incoming audio signal and lets you process them independently with any VST3 or audio unit plugin. So you can build mid-side chains with your own favorite plugins without the hassle of duplicating tracks or dealing with phase issues. It's part of our DIME bundle, along with DIME-TT, our transient processor, and DIME-MB, our multiband processor. So make sure to check those out while you're here. Let's jump into DIME-MS. The first time you open DIME-MS, you'll want to scan the plugins on your system. This is done under the Plugin Manager dialog here. If you've already done this in DIME-TT or DIME-MB, by the way, your scanned plugins will already be here and you won't need to go through this setup. Note that if you have many hundreds or thousands of plugins, it's best to only scan the ones you plan on using, as the scanning process can be slow for humongous libraries. I'm going to go ahead and scan the VST3 plugins on my system. When that's done, you can see all your plugins in the Plugin Manager. Next, let's take a look at the interface. In the header, we have the Plugin Manager, which we just saw now. Then the settings, where you'll be able to access display settings, such as the UI scale, toggling between brutalist and precise waveform modes, pre-effects or post-effects, waveform rendering, and the length of the waveform buffer in beats. You can see the license information and generic information about the plugin, such as the version. And if there's a new version available to download, you'll be able to see that here as well. Then here, you'll be able to toggle between light and dark mode, so you can mix in your basement or on the beach. Finally, the bypass button, which is the global bypass for the entire plugin. In our main view, the boxes on the left are plugin slots. We have 4 for the mid and 4 for the side. That's where we load our third-party plugins. The headphone button lets us solo each section individually, so we can addition either the mid or the side to hear whatever is in that chain. On the right, you have the waveform visualizer, which lets you observe your signal in real time. At the bottom, you have the balance control. It biases the blend between the mid and the side signal before they're mixed back together. On the left, we have our parameter mappings panel. They let you control parameters of the hosted plugins without opening each plugin's UI. You map sliders in DIME-MS to any parameter of any hosted plugin and tweak it from there. Finally, in the footer, you'll find the output level meter, as well as the global controls such as the input gain, the output gain, and the mix to blend how much of DIME-MS's process signal you hear. Note that all the sliders in the UI can be controlled by dragging them, by manual keyboard input, and by scrolling with your mouse or trackpad. Let's dive into the signal path. The input signal first goes through the input gain, before landing in the mid-side splitter. The splitter acts as a mid-side matrix, encoding the stereo signal into a mid-side signal. Each of these signals, the mid and the side, is fed into its dedicated effects chain. Note that because each signal is a single channel, only plugins that accept mono configurations will work in DIME-MS. The processing of each effects chain can be progressively blended via the mix slider. Before the two signals are merged back together, the signal with the lowest processing latency will be delayed to match the signal with the highest latency, ensuring that they're perfectly aligned and merged transparently. Finally, the output signal can be mixed with the original dry signal. Then we have the sidechain signal. DIME-MS accepts a sidechain bus, which it routes to all of the hosted plugins that support a sidechain input. The signal is also latency compensated to ensure that it arrives perfectly aligned with the main signal into each hosted plugin. I hope you enjoyed DIME-MS, and happy producing, happy mixing.